You may have seen something strange in the night sky.
This is super weird. We've had several reports of something falling to the ground around 1 or 2 this morning.
Yo, what is that?
What if the sky wasn't as empty as it seems?
Oh my God! What is that?
From mysterious objects crashing to Earth to unbelievable sights hovering above. The heavens have dropped some truly terrifying surprises.
Oh my God.
These shocking moments caught on camera are the scariest things that fell from the sky and shocked everyone.
If you heard a weather forecast that called for storms with a light drizzling of fish, it sounds like a biblical plague, but it happened this week in Texas, where multiple residents reported witnessing the aquatic animals fall from the sky.
In December 2021, Texas residents got the shock of their lives when fish started raining from the sky during a storm. These weren't just any fish. They were shad, scattered across cars, homes, and streets. This wasn't the first time something like this happened. Back in 2010, Australia saw a similar event. Experts think strong updrafts and waterspouts lifted the fish into the air before dropping them back down. It's one of those rare, bizarre weather phenomena that makes you wonder what else nature has up its sleeve.
So it didn't just hail over here at Walker's One Stop Auto. We've got fish everywhere.
Burning streaks.
We are waiting for an answer as to what lit up the SoCal night sky.
It was the 2nd of April in 2024 when people across Southern California looked up to see streaks of light blazing across the sky. The lights descended rapidly, their tips burning brightly as if they just entered Earth's atmosphere. Everyone started guessing. Meteor shower, comet, space debris. It turned out to be the orbital module from China's Shenzhou 15 spacecraft re-entering the atmosphere. Still, it was a stunning sight that had everyone talking.
What am I seeing?
Falling from space.
You may have seen something strange in the night sky.
This is super weird. We've had several reports of something falling to the ground around 1 or 2 this morning.
The sky lit up with an eerie, slow-moving glow, and it was real. And everyone watching knew they were seeing something extraordinary. In July 2019, locals spotted a bright, slow-moving fireball descending from the sky. For a second, it almost looked controlled. While some joked about it being a spacecraft or ISS debris, experts later confirmed it was space junk, specifically an old Chinese satellite from 2015. As it re-entered Earth's atmosphere, it burned up, creating that dramatic glow.
We are kind of assuming that it's just space debris. That's what a lot of people in the chat are saying.
Vegas liquid mystery.
People living in the area say they have no idea where the drops are coming from.
People in Las Vegas woke up one day to find their cars and buildings covered in this weird, greasy liquid. At first, everyone freaked out, thinking it was acid rain or something toxic. But nope. Turns out it was bee poop. Yeah, you heard that right. Bee excrement. Totally harmless. But still, who expects that to rain down from the sky? Just another day in Vegas, I guess.
The eastern part of the valley are completely perplexed over these brown, black, almost oily-looking droplets that are falling from the sky.
Fish rain. Somewhere in India, thousands of fish were found lying on the street. They were everywhere, and I mean everywhere. Residents had to be careful crossing the street to avoid stepping on them. And what caused it? Nope, not a tornado, but a truck flipped over and spilled all those fishes. But don't worry, the fish were eventually all put back into the truck. Balin or what?
Yo, what is that?
A guy was hanging out in his front garden, minding his own business, when something caught his eye in the sky. At first, he thought it was just an LED balloon, one of those shiny, colorful ones people release at parties. But as it got closer, he realized this was no balloon. The object had a disc-like shape and kept shifting colors, glowing in ways that didn't make sense. I mean, how often do you see something like that from your own backyard?
Is that a one wheel?
Falling starlings.
There's approximately 225 dead starling on the road itself.
On December 12, 2019, a woman in North Wales noticed hundreds of birds on the road near hedgerows in Anglesey. At first, she thought they were feeding, but as she got closer, she realized they weren't moving. They were dead. Concerned, she called the authorities, who collected some of the starlings for testing. They wanted to figure out if poison or something else caused the mass death. It was a strange and sad sight, leaving everyone wondering what could have gone wrong.
Which is very strange. So we got officers now from the Animal and Plant Health Agency here.
Ascending light. This guy spotted something nobody sees any time of the day or ever for that matter. A strange light shooting upward into the clouds. When he zoomed in with his camera, he noticed it looked like a keris, a traditional wavy dagger held by what seemed like a ghostly hand. The light left a glowing blue trail as it rose, almost like it was being guided. Some think it's a rare, natural phenomenon, while others believe it could be something more mysterious. Either way, it's not your average lightning strike. Clouds of spiders. Dozens, if not millions, of spiders took over Brazilian skies a few years back. It was a nightmare for people with arachnophobia, as these spiders were literally falling from the sky. Well, technically, they weren't actually falling, but made a giant web to catch prey. But it doesn't look all that welcoming. What has amazed people is the fact that these spiders were able to create cobwebs above the tree line, almost looking like they are floating in thin air. I can't imagine walking underneath these cobwebs of doom. Arizona glow. A strange green light streaked across the night sky, so vivid and unusual that it felt like the universe was about to end. In December 2019, a video from Arizona went viral after a woman in Tucson captured a glowing green object in the sky. It looked like a fireball straight out of Ghostbusters. As a scientist, she knew it was likely a meteorite, but its unusual appearance made her wonder if it was space debris falling in an odd way. Either way, it was a sight that left everyone talking. Flying sofa. On May 17, 2023, people in Turkey looked out their windows and saw something straight out of a cartoon. A sofa flying through the air. Yep, a full-on couch, just cruising past buildings like it had a mind of its own. Turns out, winds were almost hitting 28 miles per hour that day, strong enough to lift something that heavy. It's one of those moments where you realize nature doesn't care about the rules. Sure, there's an explanation, but it's still wild to think about how powerful a gust of wind can be. Beam of light. A beachgoer witnessed a strange sight one evening. He saw a beam of light coming down from the sky, and as he looked closer, he noticed a craft emitting that light. It seemed to blend with the surroundings, almost invisible against the sky. After a few moments, the light stopped, and the craft began to ascend, disappearing into the sky. Angel falling or worse. What would you have done if this happened? An Australian man recorded this visual in the middle of his relaxing trip to the beach that was anything but relaxing. The visuals coupled with the sound were enough to scare the bejesus out of the man. It even took me a couple of seconds to register it. The meteorite also caused a rupture in the sky. Curse of Pharaoh. It looks like the curse of the pharaoh is back because Russia was covered in locusts. And that wasn't the only incident. It even happened in Las Vegas, and that too just recently. Millions of these creepy crawlers invaded the streets of America, and for both incidents, the question remains unanswered. However, one thing is for sure. This is as biblical as it gets. End of times.
Up to 100 birds have been found dead in a Swedish street, just days after thousands of birds inexplicably dropped out of the sky.
Thousands, and I mean thousands, of sparrows plummeted from the sky in Indonesia back in 2022. Residents had to clear the area themselves due to the large number of these birds. Many said it could be due to air pollution, and some even started speaking about the end of days. No one knows for sure, but what do you think?
Oh no!
Car infestation.
And I'm gonna move down.
Decades ago, a family visiting the Cape of Good Hope in South Africa got the shock of their lives. They parked their car for a walk during their holiday, but when they returned, the vehicle was swarmed by giant woodlice, also known as sea slaters. The car had turned into a hotspot for these creepy crawlies. They'd seen a few of them around the beach earlier, but nothing could have prepared them for this bizarre scene. It's one of those moments where nature reminds you who's really in charge.
I can't believe they do it.
What?
Unexpected fall.
Let's protect our nature by avoiding cutting trees.
A journalist in South Africa learned the hard way that reporting in the forest comes with unexpected dangers. While doing his job, a snake suddenly leaped at him out of nowhere. The weird part? He wasn't even under a tree. It was like the snake fell from the sky. Panicked, he bolted from the scene, left wondering how the snake had appeared so suddenly. It's the kind of encounter that sticks with you, no matter how much time passes.
Our forest is a gift.
Wormy rain. China saw the weirdest of weird when the city of Liaoning saw a worm rain. Really, they all fell from above. There were worms all over the place. Streets, cars, you name it, were covered by these creepy crawlers. Residents had to take shelter and watch their step because it was Wormageddon out there. It is said that the strong winds were the likely cause, and the insects were caught in a whirlpool during a storm. Cigar over Henan. On June 30th, 2024, a resident in Gongyi County, Henan Province, looked up to see a massive, cigar-shaped object was climbing into the sky, trailing thick, dark smoke behind it. For a moment, it was unclear what was happening, and before anyone could process it, the object suddenly changed course, plummeting back to Earth and crashing into the nearby mountains. Experts revealed it was the Tianlong 3 rocket, which had suffered a catastrophic structural failure during launch. Giant hailstones. On April 18th, 2024, a farmer in Beijing, China, was left speechless when massive chunks of ice started crashing down from the sky. The impact was so strong it left dents in the soil. At first, it seemed impossible, but upon closer look, it was clear. These were giant hailstones. Formed by powerful updrafts in thunderstorms, these icy monsters grow to enormous sizes before finally plummeting to the ground. It's a rare and jaw-dropping reminder of how intense weather can get. Eden Project. A security camera captured a strange object appearing in the sky above a facility in the middle of the day. It was semi-transparent, but still visible in the footage. Strangely, the video got glitchy for a brief moment, like something was interfering with the camera. And then, the CCTV footage ends after it enters one of the white balls. It's raining fish. Hallelujah! It's raining fish, and this cannot be for real. Fish rain was caught on camera in a South Asian country, and you can even see the person picking up one of the fish. It all looks rather unbelievable, and thankfully it kinda is. Although this footage is fake, it was inspired by a real incident that happened in 2017. A truck carrying millions of fish ended up spilling them all over the area, and the entire street was filled by these aquatic animals. Virginia backyard surprise. In July 2015, a family in Virginia Beach got the shock of their lives when they found an unexpected visitor in their backyard. It was a shark, a dogfish shark to be exact, also known as a sand shark. The weirdest part? It was only 13 inches long, which made the whole situation even stranger. How does a shark end up in a backyard miles from the ocean? The most likely explanation is that a bird, probably a large seabird, had grabbed the shark while hunting and accidentally dropped it mid-flight. Gold shower. A resident in Yakutsk, Siberia saw something falling from the sky and got closer, only to realize it was actual gold bars. The bizarre scene had a simple explanation. A cargo plane carrying the gold had taken off from the airport, but its door malfunctioned mid-flight, sending the precious cargo raining down onto the runway. Authorities rushed to seal off the area, but the news of the gold shower had already spread like wildfire. Pretty sure a few bars might be missing, right? Idaho Falls mystery. In April 2019, residents of Idaho Falls were left stunned by a scene that seemed almost apocalyptic. Dozens of geese lay scattered across a local parking lot. These birds, usually seen in the skies, had unexplainably fallen from above, all in the same spot. The bizarre event left everyone scratching their heads, and after some investigation, experts pointed to lightning as the likely culprit. A sudden storm, combined with the geese flying at the wrong place at the wrong time, may have led to this incident. Fallen iguanas.
Oh my God.
On January 22nd, 2020, a woman in South Florida stepped into her backyard to find iguanas lying motionless on the floor. They had fallen from the tree above and looked like statues, completely still. For a moment she thought they were lifeless. Turns out the sudden drop in temperature had caused them to freeze up. The cold made the iguanas lose control of their muscles, leaving them completely still.
Wake up. You're alive.
Bali Bird Cemetery. So, get this. Back in September 2021, a guy in Bali's Gianyar Regency walked into a cemetery and found something totally wild. Thousands of sparrows were just lying there, lifeless, scattered all over the place. It happened right after a heavy rain, but no one could figure out why. Like, what could have caused that many birds to drop out of the sky at once? It's one of those weird, eerie moments that makes you wonder what's really going on in nature. Watch your step. A street cleaner in London, just doing his thing near Kew Garden Station, when out of nowhere, a massive chunk of ice falls from the sky. I'm talking a 44-pound block of ice, smashing into the ground just a few meters away from him. Turns out it probably came from a plane flying overhead. Apparently, ice can break off when planes hit warmer air. Dude got lucky. Although he was on the other side of the street, who knows, maybe that is where he was about to go to, and it would have been a disaster. Falling snake. In October 2021, a guy in Tagbilaran City, Philippines, got the shock of his life. After parking his bike, he saw something zigzagging through the air. When he looked up, he realized it was a massive snake falling from overhead wires. The snake landed on parked motorcycles, causing chaos and panic. Snakes are known for their slithering skills, and apparently, climbing wires is just part of their thing. Still, it's not every day you see a snake falling from the sky like it's raining reptiles. Lightning arc. This farmer was taking cover from a heavy downpour when he noticed something bizarre. Strange rays of light spread across the grass, shifting in intensity, and even looking like fire for a moment. Then, just as quickly as it appeared, it vanished, leaving behind a small wisp of smoke. Some folks thought it was lightning striking the ground, while others guessed it might have been an electric arc, energy jumping from the power grid to the earth. Either way, it was a wild sight he won't forget. Blinking orb. Wandering through a deserted area, this dude stumbled across something straight out of a sci-fi movie. A glowing orb hovered just above the ground, blinking with a blue light. It sat above a disc-like shape that flickered in and out of view, sometimes whole, other times shrinking to a tiny dot. Before he could make sense of it, the orb shot upward and disappeared into the sky. Was it a UFO? An alien craft? Who knows? But it's the kind of thing that makes you question what's really out there. Falling jellyfish. Most people have seen meteors streak across the sky, but this was something else entirely. One observer spotted a glowing, bell-shaped light with streaks trailing beneath it, slowly descending like a jellyfish. What he saw was a space jellyfish, a rare atmospheric phenomenon that happens during rocket launches. At high altitudes during twilight, sunlight reflects off the rocket's exhaust plume, creating this stunning, jellyfish-like glow. It's a reminder of how beautiful and strange space exploration can look from down here. Chicks fall. You've heard of animals causing traffic jams, but this was on a whole other level. Cars were cruising down the road when, out of nowhere, the sky seemed to open up. Tiny, fluffy chicks started raining down, one after another, like some kind of bizarre weather event. The weirdest part? When they hit the ground, they didn't scramble or panic. They landed perfectly on their tiny toes, balanced like little acrobats, and just walked away like it was no big deal. It's the kind of thing that makes you question what's going on in nature, or if someone's playing a prank from above. Delivering a message. For years, people have claimed to see seraphim, the fiery angelic beings of ancient texts. Now footage shows a glowing, ethereal figure descending from the sky. Was it a divine visitor, or proof these beings live among us unseen? The sight is both breathtaking and unnerving, leaving us to wonder, are we being watched? And if so, why now? Highway traffic jam.
Someone dropped money all over the freeway. San Diego has shut down.
In November 2021, a wild scene played out on a San Diego highway. A driver stuck in traffic watched as cars stopped, and people jumped out scrambling to grab cash. $20 bills were raining down after an armored truck accidentally spilled its load. Chaos erupted as people pulled over to collect the money. Police later arrested a few and reviewed footage to track down others who joined in. Lesson learned. Free money on the highway isn't exactly a free pass.
We going to Sizzler tonight, baby!
Cloud Angel. A rookie pilot training in the skies captured something that defies explanation. A figure resembling an angel emerging from the clouds. The high-quality footage shows wings and a humanoid shape, sparking questions about celestial beings. Could angels be real, hiding among us, watching silently? This sighting suggests we're not alone, but what are they waiting for? And why reveal themselves now? Unexpected sight. Getting lost usually leads to awkward detours, or maybe a wrong turn, but this guy's experience was on a whole other level. While trying to find his way, he ended up in a place that felt like it belonged in another dimension. The landscape was surreal, almost alien, and smack in the middle of it was a round metallic object that looked like a crashed UFO. The area around it was eerie, nothing like the usual forests or fields you'd expect. Some said he'd stumbled through a portal to another world, while others thought it might be a movie set. Failed attempt. In this footage, a guy in New York heard some odd noise outside his window. He went out to check what he saw. He stepped outside and couldn't believe his eyes. A massive UFO lay half buried in the street, its landing clearly gone wrong. Shockingly, no media covered it. Locals began to whisper, blaming the government for hiding clear evidence. Was this truly a cover-up? Did officials swoop in to keep the truth from us? What do you think happened here? Let me know in the comments. Dragon on cam. Dragons are supposed to be myths, right? Think again. In China, a creature eerily resembling a dragon was caught on camera, soaring through the clouds. Given China's deep cultural ties to dragons, could these legends be based on truth? What if dragons never went extinct, but were hidden and trained in secrecy? The implications are staggering and more than a little chilling. Debris drop. A family was out walking their dog in a park, just enjoying a calm day, when suddenly, huge metallic objects started falling from the sky. At first, they couldn't figure out what was happening, but once the debris hit the ground, they realized it was wreckage from a plane. Authorities confirmed the right engine of a Boeing 777. 200 had failed after takeoff, scattering parts across yards, streets, and the park. Thankfully, no one got hurt, but it's one of those moments that makes you realize how quickly a normal day can turn into something wild. Hoba meteorite. A guy visiting Grootfontein, Namibia, stumbled across this massive rock just lying on the ground. At first, he didn't get why it was such a big deal, until he stood on it and heard his own voice echo back. Nearby signboards clued him in. It was the Hoba meteorite, the largest intact meteorite ever found, weighing around 60 tons. Most meteoroids burn up or break apart when they hit Earth's atmosphere, but this one stayed whole, making it a total natural wonder. Flying entity. After a clip hit the internet showing a humanoid with massive wings soaring through the sky, rumors of angels descending spread like wildfire. However, this wasn't your typical angel. Its jagged wings gave off a more sinister vibe, almost devilish. Critics questioned its authenticity, but believers pointed to the shadow it cast while flying as proof. What do you think? Real or CGI? Old evidence. Back in 1969, in the Sverdlovsk region of the USSR, something strange happened, but no one talked about it. For years, the incident stayed buried in the KGB's classified archives, hidden from the public. Then, decades later, a video surfaced online. It showed a metallic craft surrounded by military personnel, with KGB agents carefully examining the crash site. The footage was confirmed to be a part of a secret KGB operation that had never been disclosed. Naturally, conspiracy theorists went wild. Was this proof of extraterrestrial life? Did the KGB have evidence of alien contact? Or was it all just an elaborate cover-up? The video reignited decades-old questions, leaving everyone to wonder what really happened, and what else might still be hidden. Close call.
I was in this bedroom right here. It came through the roof, right up in there.
Imagine sitting at home, thinking you're safe, when suddenly, crash, something smashes through your roof and lands on your bed. That's exactly what happened to one woman when a meteorite came hurtling from the sky. The rock was moving so fast, she didn't even have time to react. It tore through her ceiling and left a hole in her mattress. Scientists are now scrambling to figure out where this space rock came from, asking the public for help to track its path. It's a reminder that sometimes danger can come from the most unexpected places, like outer space.
Just thankful to be alive and, yeah, be here talking to you and my family.
Mysterious ring. On April 2nd, 2022, a small village in Maharashtra, India, woke up to something straight out of a sci-fi movie. A massive metallic ring, about 10 feet across and weighing over 90 pounds, appeared in a field overnight. No one had a clue where it came from, until experts stepped in. Turns out it was space debris from a Chinese Long March rocket. When rocket parts survive re-entry, things like nozzles, rings, and tanks can fall back to Earth. It's wild to think about what else might be up there, just waiting to drop out of the sky. Scary flight.
151, Nile, visual to right.
Passengers on United Airlines. Flight 1001 got more excitement than they bargained for. The plane took off from San Francisco, but shortly after, disaster struck. A tire fell off midair. Despite the terrifying situation, the pilots managed to land safely in Denver, and everyone breathed a huge sigh of relief. The missing wheel was later found in Los Angeles. Officials are now investigating how something like this could happen. But one thing's for sure, it's not the kind of flight anyone wants to experience twice. Satellite debris. On August 9th, 2023, the quiet village of Taizi Temple in China was jolted by a loud, echoing noise that sent everyone running outside. What they found was straight out of a sci-fi movie. A massive metallic object lying on the ground, smoking and mangled. Authorities quickly confirmed it was satellite debris that had fallen from orbit. Thankfully, no one was hurt, as local officials had already warned villagers to stay alert for such incidents. Still, the sight of this space junk crashing to Earth left everyone wondering how it ended up there in the first place. Experts collected the debris and took it back to China's satellite launch base for further analysis. It's a stark reminder that even our advancements in space come with risks, and sometimes those risks land right in our backyards. Last of its kind. A beachgoer exploring the remote eastern side of Tibet stumbled upon something straight out of a myth. Lying on the ground was a strange, partially decomposed carcass, with scales covering its body and wings still intact. But what really caught everyone's attention was its head, adorned with horns, and a long, serpentine tail. The discovery, made in one of the most isolated areas of Tibet, sparked a frenzy online. Many were convinced it was the remains of a dragon, a creature thought to exist only in legends. Tibet's vast, unexplored landscapes have always been a source of mystery, and this find only added to the intrigue. Could there still be creatures out there that science hasn't discovered? The footage spread like wildfire, fueling wild theories and leaving people to wonder what other secrets might be hidden in the world's most remote corners. Now let's move on to our subscribers' pick of the day. The image shows an angel that had allegedly fallen from the sky, and the humanoid features are really shocking. Look at its face. It looks like it was an elderly person, but the wings that sometimes appear white, but with age, the feathers have withered away. Although it looks like something taken out of a very old man with enormous wings, people in these pictures seem to be shocked by what they are seeing. Honestly, it looks like a recreation of the short story, and not an actual angel that had fallen from the sky. Pretty sure you'd agree with me here, but do share your own experiences with strange things falling from the sky in the comments. And thank you for watching.